Let's go to Mike Howell, the Heritage Foundation senior advisor, a former DHS oversight counsel. Michael, very good to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
What do you want to hear? No, thank you. What do you want to hear out of the president on this subject?
Look, I've always been taught if you make a mess, you clean it up. Biden created the Biden border crisis starting on the campaign when he promised amnesty, benefits, voting rights to everyone, and then the rush started coming. So what I want to hear from him is a recognition of what is the prime driver of this crisis. It's that rhetoric combined with undoing all of the Trump policies, basically saying that if you come to the border, we're going to let you in, at least if you're under 18. And even in the other categories, they're releasing tens of thousands of others in. So he needs to basically do the politically impossible thing, which is an about face, and restate a new position on how we're going to deal with immigration in this country. And that's, we're not giving amnesty to anyone who comes to this country. If you come illegally, you will be returned to your home country. That's the only way we stop it. And I don't think Kamala Harris is going to do that. I don't think Biden's going to say it. What they're trying to do here is just facilitate illegal immigration better. They're looking for more facilities and storage capacity to hold these folks and then move them into the interior of the country. Later on, and watch for this, they're going to remove Title 42, which is the public health COVID justification to turn people back. And then once all the facilities are up and running, everyone's coming in. That's where they're moving.
All right, so let's talk just about the 16,000 migrant kids, mostly teenagers, in custody. You could argue that if they're going to stay here at these various facilities being set up, some as far-flung as California, one in Virginia, still another being considered in Massachusetts, the push to bring them back home or get them back home could be set aside to bring their parents or family members here, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. You get one in the country, and next thing you know, you do a chain immigration, and everyone's coming in. That's the whole idea of this. It's using illegal immigration and people under 18 as a vector for further illegal immigration. So long as we're doing this and sending a green light south of the border saying, come and we'll let you in, they're going to do it. And then more are going to come, and that's the word south of the border. And so I hope that at this press conference, they take questions from reporters who are asking about these prime drivers, because it's really, really simple what's happening. Even the president of Mexico agrees. This surge is caused by, Biden's presentation of lax enforcement, shutting down ICE, promising goodies. It's really easy to understand, and he needs to take the really easy steps of undoing the things that he's done to stop it.
Now, Kamala Harris has maybe telegraphed the administration's position on this by talking about the kids and that you're not going to send a 5-year-old back alone. What did you think of that?
Well, I think they're doing a misframing here for the American public. As you just noted earlier, the vast majority of those under 18 coming are, 15, 16, 17. Last I looked, 75% were in that age group. And so I think they need to be honest with the American people. And I'm glad to see, the representative from Texas, Cuellar, talk about this earlier, because it's two different groups of people. But even with the young children, when you say young children can come to the border and then we will further facilitate their entry into the interior, what you're saying to the cartels is you are in business. Your new business model is to focus on little kids. And you know what happens on the journey when these little kids are placed in cartels' hands and traffickers' hands? They're abused. They're abused sexually, mentally, physically. It is a terrible and inhumane thing. And so by saying that little kids come on in, basically, you're just acting as the final stage in a human trafficking network. And that's not what the U.S. government should be doing at all. Frankly, it's despicable.
Yeah, these guys were not paid to be babysitters, which is essentially what they're doing right now. Mike Howell, thank you very, very much. Again, to your point, Mike, we'll see what the president has to say about this, whether we'll define it as a crisis. Semantics really don't matter much now as much as a solution for what's going on there.